Where else in the world, Paul, besides the Amazon, are you most concerned about right now from an environmental perspective?
I mean, any river that has in the U.S., I mean, we've dammed like 90 something, 97% of the waterways in the U.S. I mean, just think of that. There's millions and millions and millions of waterways, and they all have a dam. And to the point that now, that was, 100 years ago, people thought that was a great idea. They're starting to take down the dams now because salmon fisheries, whereas we're at 5% of the amount of salmon that used to be in a river.
5%.
In a lot of rivers, yeah. We've devastated so many animal populations. They've come down to barely viable populations.
Yeah, 5% is crazy.
Where we used to have billions of salmon coming out of these rivers. And so what's more valuable, a dam to make a little bit of electricity, or having salmon that bears and people in the ecosystem can all depend on the salmon?
Right.
And I think that at this point, it's like even the people that used to be the destroyers are understanding that this is just not, it's not going to work like this.
You weren't kidding, bro. More than 550,000 dams are located in the United States, indicating that nearly every major river in the country has been dammed, diked, or diverted. The National Inventory of Dams lists over 90,000 significant structures, but total dams, including smaller non-federal ones, may exceed 2 million, causing widespread habitat fragmentation.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
how's that
really
even
bad.
possible?
It's incredible. There's a documentary that'll make you cry called Damnation. It's an amazing documentary, and it's like they interview all these people that are fighting to protect waterways, and it's like you meet these beautiful. There's a guy whose job is to monitor salmon, and you see him talking about this. He takes you under the water in these clear pools and talks about how these fish come here and how they're just trying to get upriver, and they're trying to they spawn, and their whole life is connected to the river from the sea upwards. And then, as if this wasn't bad enough, as if we didn't dam the rivers that stop the salmon, then you have farmed salmon. In every store, you can get wild caught, you can get farmed salmon. They're genetically engineering the salmon. They're filling them with antibiotics. They're keeping them in pens that are in the ocean. And so then when the farmed salmon get out, what do? They go breed with the wild salmon. And this is catastrophic because a wild animal, I say this every time I eat a piranha or the big paco, which is like the vegetarian piranha in the Amazon, that animal has for millions of years been swimming in those waterways.